My first guest tonight is an Emmy award-winning comedian who created and starred in the FX series Louis. His new series, Horace and Pete, is available on louisck.net. Please welcome Louis C.K. I have to say, I don't remember when I mean, you look good. You're wearing a suit.
Yeah.
This doesn't, I mean, I don't see you in a suit a lot. I've known you a long time, and I don't remember.
It's probably the first time you ever seen me in a suit.
Probably. Yeah. Not your usual way to go. What's going on here?
Well, I dressed like a 10-year-old, you know, since I was 10.
Right.
Until I was 48. So that's how long it took me to catch up to what am I doing?
Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of other things that I should have started, you know, changing a long time ago.
But you decided
I just hate looking. I liked it for a long time, and then all at once I hated it. I hated the last 20 years of looking like a shithead all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It is a funny thing about our society now. Like, you walk around, and I see most adults, especially in LA, are wearing like a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's flip-flops.
Flip-flops, no pants.
Nothing.
People just have their penises out here.
Have them out.
And yeah, so you look good. You look like. Are you making?
I'm sexually attracted to you too.
Sir, I think it's the freckles we both have. Are you making like a lot of changes in life now? You're getting a little more philosophical.
Yeah, like I've been more deliberate about my life. For instance, I'm not on the internet anymore. I quit the internet.
You quit the internet?
I quit it for now.
Yeah.
I mean, a year ago, I was like, I'm taking online courses. It's my obsession. And I went and gotten all these courses, and I watched a lecture, and that was it. But
I like how you don't even seem to care what the lecture was about.
Hey, also, I left a thing backstage I was going to show you. I just left it. I'm really stupid. So can you get somebody to get it?
We have no one here that works for the show.
Yeah.
Frank, do you mind getting something from backstage?
Go get it. I'm sorry. That's really awkward.
Yeah.
But I wanted
Frank,
to show it to you.
couldn't walk slower.
There you go.
Frank Smiley, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Frank.
This was Frank.
That's right.
Frank's producing your segment. You were like, hey, go get that. He was just like this. Oh, here he comes now. Thanks a lot. Okay. Frank Smiley, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Smiley, everyone.
He walked faster getting back to his
right.
Yeah,
spot.
exactly.
Frank, we shouldn't make fun of him. He's a good man.
Good man. We should end it there. We should just fade to black.
Yeah.
People would be so blown away by, that was the weirdest ending to a talk show I've ever seen.
8-minute
Frank's a good man. Fade to black.
So I decided I don't want to be on the internet anymore. I don't like the way it feels anymore, especially in my hand, the devices. I don't like this thing that I stare into this thing, and it makes me feel upset. And I look at things that I know are going to upset me. You know, I guess I just like the hit from going, oh.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll go on my computer and I'll like Google an image that I don't want to see. So then I see a whole wall of it.
Yeah.
You know, like big dicks with nails in them.
Sir, you're going to have to leave the library.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I decided I don't want to, and also
you just quit the internet. What?
Well, I have kids, 2 daughters, and I sometimes I'll be with my daughter, and she's talking to me, and we're talking, and then bling, my phone goes bling, so I'll just go down like this. And my kids are nice people, so they just wait. But I started to realize a few things. One thing I realized in life is that you can't just go by how a person reacts to you. You can't just go like, well, it's all right with her.
Right.
Because she's my kid. But she dies inside every time I do this.
Because she thought she had a real connection with you, and then something glings.
Yeah, I mean, that happens to you. Like, if you're talking to a person, and then they just go like this, they just disappeared.
Yeah.
It's a horrible abandonment. And when it's your father, just like, is that right, honey? It's just horrible. But she sits it out. She's okay with it. And I'm like, she seems all right. And then I started to grow up and realize, no, I have to think beyond what the look on her face is that she's soldiering on with. I have to think about what I'm doing to this kid. And I just didn't like this feeling, so I started to put it away. I started to just say, I gave my daughter my phone, and I said, make a restriction code and lock me out of the internet. It's supposed to be the other way around.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a parental code to keep your kid off the internet. But I had my daughter give me a code. She has the code. I don't know it. And so I can't be on the internet on my phone, and I did it on all my devices. And it's been about a month I haven't Googled anything. I just go up and walk out to people and ask them questions and stuff, which is more fun, too.
Yeah, but while you're talking to them, they look away.
Yeah, which is fine.
You lose them.
That's right. But so anyway, I started reading books again, and I was on vacation with my daughter, and I read Pride and Prejudice, and we would just sit there and I would just
read.
read.
You read Pride and Prejudice?
Yeah, I never read that. I never read anything.
No, I've never read Pride and Prejudice.
It's good. It's really good. But,
wow.
I mean, they're crazy. You know, come on. Just tell them you like him. It's annoying.
Yeah.
But, you know, like 12 years.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like, I wonder, shall he approach me once again? Just tell him. Just go up, hey, you're cute, you know? But anyway, so I did this for a month, and then my daughter, this is why I asked Frank to go get. This is a note that my daughter wrote me. She's 10 years old, and right before I flew out here, she wrote me this note, which is messy, but she's 10. I'm not criticizing her. I'm just saying she's 10.
Yeah, but it could be neater.
It could be. It could be. Definitely.
Yeah.
She says, Dear Daddy, I love you very much. I mean, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Also, I am really proud of you for cutting yourself off from the internet and reading an awesome book. I want you to know that what you did means a lot to me, and I really enjoy seeing your pleasure in not constantly being on devices. Also, thanks for the trip to Mexico. I really needed that. So, I just...
That's a great reward that you got.
Yeah, I think people should know that it has an impact on your kids if you stop looking at the stupid internet.
Right.
All right, sorry.
But if you're... No! I thought that was a nice message.
Yeah, that's what
You had a nice message. What's wrong with that?
That's right.
It doesn't apply to if you're watching television at the moment.
No,
That's
not at all.
important. Stay tuned.
Yeah, you have to watch
This
television.
is more important than your children. We're going to take a quick break. More with Louis C.K. in just a second. Stick around. We're back here with Louis C.K. Louis, let's talk about your new show, Horace and Pete.
Yeah.
And what's stunning is I've been watching this show. The people you got to be in the program, the actors are of the highest caliber. You've
That's
really
right.
got these fantastic people.
Steve Buscemi
Yeah.
and Edie Falco and I play siblings. And then Alan Alda plays our uncle.
Yeah.
And Jessica Lange plays our dead father's girlfriend.
Right. Right.
I mean, they, you know, she was his girlfriend before he died.
Yes.
When he died, she broke up with him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The show isn't that dark.
No, she's not dating him. But, you know, Adie Bryant, yeah, they're all great.
Terrific
great people.
actors and some great cameos from people that I didn't expect to see. And one of the things that amazed me is that you got Alan Alda, who for my money, not only, I will say this, one of the nicest people I've ever met in show business, but also just brilliant. I love him in everything he does, including your show. And then I'm surprised to learn that Alan Alda was not your first choice.
No, I wrote it for Joe Pesci. Like, that was in my mind, was Joe Pesci in a TV show playing this guy.
There he is. There's the iconic Joe Pesci. I'm not in Louis.
So I wrote it, and I had his voice in my mind, and I called my manager Dave Becky has a special talent which he can get phone numbers of people. He can just get a phone number.
You can just say to him, get me
This person's phone number.
Dalai Lama.
He's batting 100.
Yeah.
1,000. Whatever.
Yeah.
100's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's batting
He's
1,000.
really shitty if he's batting
the
100.
worst.
1 out of every 10.
Yeah. That's
right.
Dave Becky for you, batting 100.
Batting 100. He's batting 1,000, and one of them I said to him, Joe Pesci's phone number. So he said, I'll work on it. And it took a couple of weeks, but then I got it. So I left a message for him. I said, hi, my name's Louis C.K. You don't know me. I'm a comedian. I'm making a TV show. I want to talk to you about it. So nothing. And then 2 weeks later, I get this call, hey, Louis, it's Joe Pesci. I'm like, holy shit. And I was driving, so I pulled over because I was afraid I would get in an accident from excitement to talk to Joe Pesci.
Right.
And he said, so I don't know who you are. Never heard of you.
Really?
Yeah, he goes, but a friend of mine put some stuff in front of me when I got your call. And he goes, first of all, I'm not doing your show. But anyway. He says, the first thing I saw was some stand-up. I'll tell you right now, quit that, because you're no good at that.
He said that?
Yeah, he said, I can tell it's something you're trying out. It's not for you. And, but I saw some stuff of your acting, and it was okay. But I'm not interested in being in your show. I just thought I'd give a courtesy call. And I said, well, give me a minute to pitch you, to make you want to do it. I said, look, just let me send you the scripts. I think you'll like this part. He said, yeah, but I don't want to hurt your feelings if I don't like the scripts. And I said, well, I've been a comedian for 30 years. You can't hurt my feelings. And he goes, you're not so much a comedian as you think you are, pal. He just thinks I suck.
Yeah.
He thinks I suck. It's his prerogative. But anyway, I went down to his house and met him, and he told me a lot of really harsh things about myself. And but he liked the writing. He turned out to be a very sweet guy, and I got to be pals with him. But he won't be in the show.
Yeah.
He said, I think the show's going to be very successful, so I don't want to do it.
That's because he doesn't really do any. I mean,
No, he's a private guy, and he only
Yeah.
does things that he really wants to do. So he just decided not to do it. He chewed on it for a while, and I got to know him, which was a great thing. He's a nice guy, but he didn't do it. So I got Alan Alda to play Joe
I gotta
Pesci.
get Alan Alda.
Yeah.
You're
That's
in a
the next
pretty good-
guy on that list.
You're in such a good situation now. Your career's gone so well that you're like, okay, I'll take Alan Alda then. Also, your theme song. You needed a theme song, so you call up Paul Simon.
Paul Simon.
Maybe the greatest living American songwriter.
Best songwriter ever.
Yeah, and you call him up and say, do my theme song.
Yeah, please do a theme song for
Yeah,
my
and what
TV
happened
show.
there?
I wrote him an email, and I said, I'm doing this new series, and I would like you to do the theme song for it, and sing it and perform it. And he wrote back and said, no.
He said, let me ask my friend Joe Pesci what he thinks.
Yeah. And I wrote again, and it said, please.
Yeah.
And he wrote back and said, all right, what the hell? That's literally what he said.
Wow,
What the hell?
okay. All
So
right.
I went to his studio, and he wanted to be accommodating. So he played something, and then he'd go, how is that? Like, he wanted to collaborate. He wanted help, like
He
direction.
wanted you to collaborate with him on music.
He wanted to know my feelings about stuff, and that's like a serious thing. Like, it means he needs help, So he's like, he plays something and goes, what do you think? And I'm like, it's amazing. I'm no use to him because I'm like, that was beautiful. And he's like, no, I mean, how can I do it differently? I'm like, just keep being great. Like, I didn't have any way to help him. I felt bad.
That's not a note.
No,
Yeah.
it's like if God made a waterfall, and it's like, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it's something? I started actually giving him fake things like, I don't know, a little more energy in that part. That's and he's like, oh, good. I'm like, I don't know. Sounds amazing.
I love that you're in a situation where you're telling Paul, yeah, pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it'll pick it up a little there, Paulie.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And it worked out.
Yeah, so it's on this. I sent him all the scripts, and he wrote this beautiful song, and it's on the track. It's an original song. And he's putting on it his new album, so it's also going to be on his album.
All right, we have much more to talk about. We'll take a break. More with Louis C.K. Stick around. We're back sitting here with Louis C.K. and we're talking about Horace and Pete, your new show. And what's fascinating is that usually there's an incredible amount of hype that someone wants to generate for their show. You've done no promotion for your show
No
at
advertising.
all.
Zero
No
advertising.
no
That's-
advertising for your show, and that's quite unusual. What was the idea behind that?
Well, it was kind of for dramatic effect for the people who would see the show. Because we made the show one a week, and then we would show it at the end of the week. Like, we made it very quickly. We'd shoot on Wednesday and Thursday, edit Friday, and then I would post it on my website on Saturday morning. And I would write an email to people who are on my email list and say, here's a new thing. And when I first did the show, I just wrote, Horace and Pete is ready for download. And it didn't exist in the world. Nobody knew that it was a show. I kept it a secret. I made all the cast never tell anybody. I told the crew, nobody told anybody.
Right.
So just people got this thing, Horace and Pete is available for download. And they're like, what? And they click on it and they're like, it's $5. I don't know if I want, I don't even know what it is. And I don't know, it tickled me, the idea of people just not knowing what the hell they're looking at. But it also, the reason it's for dramatic effect is because when you watch the show, you don't know how long it's going to be. You don't know who's going to come on screen or what's going to happen. And every episode that I wrote, I realized no one will know if there's going to be a second episode, how many there's going to be, and which way the show's going to go. And it's a very unpredictable and strange show. So that just added this effect. It kind of gave the show an extra,
I've been watching, and I was talking to you backstage about how I've never seen anything quite like it, and I really like that it's the pacing of it, because I don't know, it does not have a multi-camera feel, like a sitcom feel to
Yeah.
it. It doesn't have even a single camera feel to it. It doesn't feel like anything else I've seen. Have the critics been nice about it?
Yeah, they love it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
only gotten really great reviews, which you can read online. I mean, the whole thing's done now. It's like a 10-act play, really.
Right.
Still, the best way to watch it is not to learn anything about it. Don't go look for YouTube videos. I never made a trailer. It's just there.
Right.
So you can read reviews and stuff, or you can just start watching it and let it unfold and just take it in. And sometimes it's very sad. Sometimes it's really shocking and upsetting.
Yeah.
And it's funny about every 48 minutes.
Right.
It's
So
a
basically,
drama.
you
It's a
stole
drama.
the
It's not
formula
a
we've been using
comedy.
here on this show. It's shocking, sad, and
That's
funny
right.
every 48 minutes. We have a clip here from Horace and Pete. Should we just let it?
Yeah, this is the show is about people that drink during the day drinkers in a bar. And this is a really depressing bar where the head bartender, who's Alan Alda, doesn't allow music, so he unplugs the jukebox. So it's just dead quiet. There's no ambience. It's a little hard to take. But anyway, this is, I think this is Stephen Wright.
What's that website?
Yeah. I think this is Stephen Wright and Tom Noonan and Kurt Metzger. Pete guys just talking at the bar, just bullshitting and talking at a bar about stuff they don't know about.
Let's take a look at this clip from Horace and Pete.
In the most miserable time and place, most people choose to participate when they do not have to.
Just like the internet.
Or look at like Syria. That ain't gonna get no better. Those people got no future. It's ISIS or poison gas for the lot of them. But you don't hear about any mass suicides there. Why don't they all just kill themselves?
Imagine if one night everyone in the world killed themselves. Even babies. Imagine a baby killing himself.
I saw a baby kill himself once.
Well, good for the baby, you know? At least he didn't stick around complaining about how bad his baby life was.
I saw. You want to know more? What did he think he saw?
Yeah.
We're out of time, but I have to ask you, because you ended one of your shows with a Gary Shandling quote. Gary Shandling, one of the great stand-ups of all time.
Yep.
We all loved him, and he was kind of a mentor to you.
Yeah, I love Gary very much. And he owned a boxing gym out here in L.A. Him and Peter Berg owned it together, and I used to go there when I came here, and we would box. We didn't box each other.
Right.
We had a trainer that would, I'd hit the pads and then throw up while he hit the pads. We would take turns. We were both very out of shape.
Yeah.
But then we would just walk for miles and talk and talk and talk. And he was a very lovely guy. He lived an exceptional life, He had this beautiful couple of shows that changed television. And he's one of those guys, this is a weird thing we all do. There's only a few people that do comedy. And you wish for somebody to tell you how it goes. And he was so generous with telling you know, here's what the road is ahead of you like, you know. So I just loved hanging out with him. But anyway, when he died, I was making the show. So he had written me a really beautiful email 2 weeks before. So I quoted a piece of the email about how the real answers are in the silence in life, and everybody should shut the up. That's what he said, basically. And that monks light themselves on fire to make that point.
Wow.
That's what he
Okay.
said. So, yeah.
I had to get that in. The complete season of Horace and Pete is available for download on Louis C.K.
With an S. I don't have the E when it goes to a porn site.
Now no one's going on this. Now I'm memorizing the porn site. Hey, congratulations
see
on
you, Conan.
everything again.
Thank you.
Great. Louis C.K. Right back. Mary Elizabeth Ellis from The Grinder.